Alright guys, I found another angsty fic. It's the Hyung line. Alright, don't mind the noise in the background. I'm just trying to get comfy. Alright. Just a bet. Oh my god. Hyung line. Enhypen X fem reader. That's the pairing. Content warning, angst, no fluff yet. A reader is mostly viewed as a loser and nerd, lowercase is intended. Kinda went overboard with Hoon's. Reader gets called a bitch once. Not proofread. Synopsis. After a few months of dating, you find out you are just a bet. Part 2 is to be announced. So, word count for Heesung's is like 300 words. Alright, let's go. Lee Heesung. You and Lee Heesung have been dating for a total of 5 months. Oh yeah, by the way guys, so I'm gonna be like grammar, I'm not gonna read it like as is. I'm gonna, whatever grammar seems to fit correctly, I'm going to read it that way. Alright. Lee Heesung. You and Lee Heesung have been dating for a total of 5 months. And throughout those months, you can confidently say that you were the happiest. He was the perfect boyfriend. His family loved you, and so did yours. Today, Heesung promised he would take you on a date after his basketball practice despite your protests on how he should be resting instead. You wouldn't have agreed if it weren't for the fact that he had shot you with his pleading big doe eyes that never failed to make you agree on whatever he asks for. Oh my god. Tongue twisters. English hard. I'm gonna read that again. You and Lee Heesung have been dating for a total of 5 months, and throughout those months, you can confidently say that you were the happiest. He was the perfect boyfriend. His family loved you, and so did yours. Today, Heesung promised he would take you on a date after his basketball practice, despite your protests on how he should be resting instead. You wouldn't have agreed if it weren't for the fact that he had shot you with his pleading big doe eyes that never failed to make you agree on whatever he asks for. So here you were, making your way towards the gymnasium with your bag hanging on your left shoulder. The lack of dribbling and smacking basketball noise from behind the closed doors told you that their practice was done. Entering quietly out of habit, you were about to approach your boyfriend when you overheard his teammates talking to him. "Don't tell me you're still with her," asked one of the boys, an amused smile on his face. Heesung only raised a brow. "What? You won the bet. You can dump her now. You're totally ruining... What? You won the bet. You can dump her now. You're ruining our image, you know. Plus, she's a total nerd and loser. You're much better with someone like Yunhee." And with only just a few words, you felt your world crashing down. Right. Who would date someone like you? You always found it weird that Heesung just approached you one day in your biology class with the cheekiest smile on his face. The fact that he wouldn't leave you alone until you agreed to go on a date with him. It all made sense now. Why the popular basketball captain suddenly gained interest on the school's quote-unquote biggest nerd. Speaking of... Another guy spoke, nodding towards you with a cheeky smile. Heesung turned around, only to be met with your glassy eyes. You didn't move, wanting to hear him defend you, wanting to tell his teammates that you weren't a bet, and he actually liked you throughout the months you two have been dating. His silence said everything, and with that, you turned away and ran out of the gym. "Shit," he muttered, running after you. "Damn, I really want a part 2 to Heesung's. God damn. Damn, boy." Alright, next one. Park Jong-sung. "I'll pick you up later, okay? Your boyfriend of almost a year said softly through the phone. You've been dating Jay since the first week of your first year in uni. Others found your relationship weird. Maybe because back in high school, Jay never and refused to even spare you a glance. He was an asshole who looked at you as if you were the as if you were the epitome of disgusting. Why do I keep wanting to read that as epitome? Sorry guys if I'm taking you out of the story. This is just like really, English is hard. But the past is in the past now, right? Okay, baby. See you. You reply and put your phone down on your table, knowing that he's usually the one who ends the call. You go back to the papers scattered on your table. The silence in your room was disturbed by sudden noises in your phone. Turning to look, you see that Jay hasn't ended the call. Picking your phone up with a smile, you were about to call out for him, but a voice stopped you. I can't believe you've gone this far, dude. You recognize the slightly muffled voice. It was a friend of Jongsung's. What do you mean? Your boyfriend grumbled. The audio was muffled. You figured he was moving and the phone was in his pocket. You're still dating her, the voice exclaimed, as if amused. Seriously, I didn't think you'd take that bet seriously. Fine, you win. I'll clean your car for a month. But you've got to cut it out. You're starting to disgust me. The boy laughed. Before you could hear what your boyfriend would say, you ended the call. Your hand was trembling, and the tears were falling from your eyes unconsciously. Were all those months just a joke to him? Were your feelings really worth a free car wash for just a month? Were you that unworthy? Jay was an asshole back in high school, and you had thought he changed. Turns out he didn't, and you felt like a fool falling for his antics. No, that one's so bad. I'm scared for Sunghoon's. I'm so scared for Sunghoon. Oh, my buddy boy Jake. Alright, babes. Alright, babes. How bad is yours gonna be, Jake? Oh my goodness. Alright, I'm back. I paused the recording, but anyways. Sim Jae-yoon. If someone would be asked who you were, they'd all say the same thing. A loner, pathetic loser, and a nobody with a pretty face. Because what was a pretty face if you had no friends and a social life? You almost believed you would die alone. You were too socially awkward to make friends. So when Sim Jae-yoon, the transferee, approached you with a warm smile and a hand outstretched for a shake, you were beyond shocked. Your relationship went from being blockmates, friends, then the next thing you knew, you two were dating. At first you were reluctant to enter a relationship, scared that it would ruin your friendship, but he insisted. You both tried. That was 3 months ago. You didn't have any friends, but at least you had Jake. Jake who smiles at you as if you had carved the stars in your hands. Jake who would never forget to bring you your coffee every morning. He was everything you ever needed. He was it for you. You only hoped he felt the same towards you. Walking through the hallway of the school, you stopped in front of your locker only to be met with a sticky note on it. How long can Jake last with loser last name? A week. 5 months. A year. Damn. 5, 10, 15, 20. 23 people said a week. 6 people said 5 months and 2 people thought a year. God damn. Damn. Furrowing your brows, you stare at the note as your breathing grew heavy. It was obvious that the paper was old. It had folds, and it was only stuck on your locker with washi tape. What are you doing, last name? Go on. Cast your vote. A mocking voice said from beside you, followed by a bunch of laughter. Personally, I thought he'd lost a day. I guess I'll vote for 5 months then. Then the hand went and tallied on the 5 months category. What's going on here? Upon hearing your boyfriend's voice, you fled away immediately, not wanting to face him. Every time something good happens in your life, it's always ripped away from you. Jake was just like them. You were just a toy for their own entertainment. Damn, I really need a part 2 for this, bro. Oh my god. All for y'all. This is amazing. Oh, this one has half a grand worth of words. This is the big one, everybody. Park Sung-hoon. I'm just gonna say it in the American way. Alright, guys. I'm gonna try to enunciate my words, but I can't promise anything. I'm sorry, baby. I really am busy with practice tomorrow. Your boyfriend Sung-hoon says in genuine sorrow. It was the 5th time you had asked him to meet your parents, who also, by the way, were so desperate to meet the boy you've been dating for 7 months now. Every time you ask him, he's always busy, either with practice, a project, a family matter, or whatever excuse he can come up with. But you always brush it off. Girl, why? But you always brush it off, knowing he means well, and he really is busy, as he's an athlete student. So many thoughts, but we'll get through this, alright? I'll meet them next week, okay? I promise. Bro, if it's been 7 months and you've been saying that, damn. Rewind. I'll meet them next week, okay? I promise. That's also the same thing he says every time too. And once again, you only nod in response. Girl, red flags. Why haven't... Whatever. You and Sung-hoon met in a physics class. Goddamn English. You and Sung-hoon met in a physics class. He was clutching his head with a frown on his face as he desperately tried to understand what the professor was going on about. You remember clearly the way he approached you in the library, a physics book on his left hand as his right scratched at his nape. Can you help me with this topic? That was where your relationship started. You tutored him and helped him improve his grade. When he got an A on the finals, he kissed you on the lips in glee. He was taken aback by his own actions, but nevertheless asked you out after. I love you, he whispers, pressing a kiss on your temple. Let me get something from my room. You hum in response as he takes his arm that was previously wrapped around you before going up to his room. Fuck, I read that in the wrong voice. Oh. He kissed you on the lips in glee. He was taken aback by his own actions, but nevertheless asked you out after. I love you, he whispers, pressing a kiss on your temple. Let me get something from my room. You hum in response as he takes his arm that was previously wrapped around you before going up to his room. You can't help but notice the way his phone was blowing up from beside you. You weren't the type to snoop around other people's phones, especially your boyfriend. It just felt wrong. You trusted him fully. Girl, why? But the way it kept ringing with text notifications, you just couldn't help it. Looking back to the stairs, you know he isn't back, and there was still rummaging noises from his room. Taking his phone, you enter his passcode and read the messages from one of his group chats. Jongsu. LOL, don't tell me she asked again. embarrassing. Haha. Haha. When is she gonna take a hint? You gonna blame her? Hoon's been at it for months. LMAO. I actually can't believe he went that far. Wasn't it only supposed to be for a month? A week, actually, but I guess that bitch YN was so easy, you know? Hoon likes to get his ego fed. Putting the phone down, you exhaled in disbelief. You took your bag from the floor and threw it over your shoulder and went to the door of his apartment to put your shoes back on. Baby? Sung-hoon emerged from the stairs looking at you curiously. You're going already? He asked, extending an arm towards you, but you slapped it away, the tears on your eyes shocking him. Hey, what's wrong? He tried again, but his hand was yet again slapped away. I don't want to see you ever again, was the last words you uttered to him, shakily, before leaving his apartment. Damn, I need a part 2, brother. This was so good. I gotta find another one to read. I'm enhypen angst. I'm living for these angsty ones. Like, damn. Forget about smut. Angst is where it's at, bro. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.